Well, hey everybody, this is Chris with Keys to the Shop, and this is a super informal episode where it's really not an episode, it's more of a conversation, I guess, as much as a one-sided conversation can be a conversation. But I wanted to get behind the mic here and just on the 9th of September, as we have about a week left of accepting applications for the Key Holder Coaching Group, to talk to you a little bit about what is the why behind this group. And it's really interesting because I've been a part of a mastermind group, and mastermind group sounds like either some kind of a cabal of evil villains that meet in a cave, or it's actually just a group of people who put their minds together as, cohorts in an industry. They're peers in an industry that are coming together to help each other succeed. It's community. Basically, that's what community is, except for it's community in a very structured sense where the purpose is to get together for each other's edification and gain momentum through each other's insights and influence and accountability. And in coffee, this is something that I saw a need for, because I have seen firsthand the benefit of this as I've been a part of a mastermind group of career-based podcast folks, and that's been going on for the duration of Keys to the Shop. Ever since the beginning of this podcast, I've actually been a member of this mastermind group of people that are very good friends of mine now, some of the people I would call close friends, and it's really awesome because we do gather regularly to encourage one another, and I can't tell you how many great insights I've had about what I'm doing here at Keys to the Shop, even though I'm the only coffee person in the group. And how many times I've been able to help other people, even though I'm not necessarily in their industry, because we're in a similar medium and the businesses are similar enough that we're able to help each other. Now, imagine that you have a mastermind group of people who are not only interested in helping each other improve in business, but exactly the same kind of business, coffee shops. You would not believe how many just tears and laughter and just revelations result from these deep conversations when people get together in this format to help one another through the ebb and flow of leadership and ownership of coffee shops. It is absolutely a lonely role to have because there's not a lot of people or even time, I guess, to talk about stuff that is just rolling around in your head every single day. A lot of open loops, a lot of questions, a lot of insecurities, a lot of fears, doubts, and things like that. These are professional experiences that we all have. And when you're in an isolated role of leadership, those common experiences in career are amplified so much. That's why a community like the Key Holder Coaching Group, which is this mastermind group of coffee shop owners, experienced coffee shop owners who open themselves up to receive feedback and insights, but also have enough experience themselves to pull from that experience and speak into the lives of other people. So it's a give and a take. There's a lot of that happens throughout our meetings. Every 2 weeks, we meet for 2 hours, and it takes place over the course of 6 months. And by the time the 6 months is up, and at the time of recording this, it's actually going to be up tomorrow for the last cohort that we had, which is kind of sad. It's always sad, but just like camp, you're like, hey, I made some great friends. And hopefully, unlike camp, they actually stay in contact, because I don't know about you, but maybe you're special, but I never actually wrote every single day to my friends that were in camp. We tried maybe a few times, but hey, we've got cell phones, we've got email now, as opposed to when I was in camp and we just had like tin cans and string and all that. But it's that kind of connection that you make that makes this type of last meeting kind of emotional. Like, man, we've been through so much. We know so much about each other's businesses and are the emotions that go into these decisions around people and processes and products, finances and everything else. So that's what's special about this community. It's the very street level practicality of this, the connection that makes a difference. So doing a podcast is great. You listen to me talk to you. You listen to one of our guests, our awesome guests, talk to you about business in one form or another, and you take your headphones off and you go, man, that was really good. Now, a lot of times what happens is the busyness of the day steals the momentum. The busyness of the day and the distractedness of business itself takes the aha that you had, that moment, and it dampens it a little bit. That's why I love this format of having a mastermind group like this with keyholder coaching groups, is because you are not distracted. You're laser focused for 2 hours on each other. And then there's the accountability that comes with it, because we're all wondering, like, what happened with that situation? What did you do? Like, what was your next step and how did that go? So it doesn't just disappear into the ether as easily. This happens when I coach people one-on-one as well. There's a little bit of a difference that happens when you're not just listening to a podcast, you're actually listening to me talk to you, ask you questions, and hearing yourself give back answers and discover the why behind some of the things you're doing. Discover the answer that will solve a problem that you had, or a tool that you knew about but you weren't applying exactly the right way, or maybe you had the solution the whole time and we just kind of rediscovered it together. That hits different when it's one-on-one. There was somebody a bit ago, I was talking to the Mill City folks when I was up there doing a Roasting 101 course that they kindly invited me to. And they're great over there at Mill City, by the way. Shout out to Mill City. But I was asked the question, I think, by Angie at lunch, what do you want to do more of, Chris? And I said, first of all, it's a great question. And the answer was, I just want to have more conversations. And having a podcast is great. We get to know each other in some kind of a strange modern communication way. But one-on-one coaching and consulting and coaching groups and talking to people at Coffee Fest and doing lectures and presentations and workshops, that's where the transformation is. And that's what I want you to understand about keyholder coaching groups, is that these are designed to be powerful, transformative moments in your life. And all it requires is that you buy into the process of being a provider of insights and a supporter of others, as well as allowing others to give to you and for you to actually receive what they give. And so that's something that we're looking for in our applications. When we take applications for keyholder coaching groups, it's an alignment of values, people first values generally. People, of course, should have some experience in operating coffee shops. And, maybe one day we're going to do more types of groups. But right now we're sticking to this coffee shop owner group, right? But I would encourage you, if this is something that's interesting to you, there is a week left, and maybe this is the right fit for you. We'll know more whether or not it is if we have a conversation. Like I said, it's about conversations. And then maybe you can be a part of this fall 2024 group, because we're going to be selecting members. It is a paid group. There is buy-in in that way as well, right? Literally. That helps people take it more seriously as well. It's an investment, but it is also a opening to relationship that, in the position you're in, it may not be quite available to you in that same form. And we hope to make it a dynamic and really powerful and valuable process. And so far, everybody who's been in the group has been very positive and has a lot of great takeaways from it. I'm grateful to say so many people have actually signed up for 2 rounds of the group because they got so much value from the first. And we've got a lot of new folks joining us for the fall groups. So if, again, that's interesting to you, then go ahead and email Chris@keystotheshop.com And in the notes for this episode, which is kind of an uncommon episode, right? You can just follow the show notes and then the application is right there. But in the end, I want to have a conversation with you. And if for some reason you're listening to this and it's not in time, reach out anyway, because, I would say, Lord willing, we're going to keep doing these groups into the future. So if it's not the fall, then it might be the spring of 2024, because we run the groups twice a year. But the fall is shaping up to be pretty cool. It'd be great to see you. And at least it'd be great to chat with you. So if you're an experienced coffee shop owner, but you're looking to get in that kind of community that I just described, you want to learn more, just email chris@keystotheshop.com. And that's what I got for you today. Thanks very much, and hopefully we'll be talking soon. Bye for now.